Overlord and Tyrant, monsters that grant powerful buffs when
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Kings of Underground Season 1 Playoffs. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Mischievous. Mischievous, how are you doing after our long weekend?
Well, I'm definitely doing great, and despite the hot sun here in the Philippines, I can feel that the intense battle is much more hotter because right now we are now facing the upper bracket playoffs composing of teams SMG or MSG, Scarz, and Team X, and of course Black Shoe Esports. So basically, it's going to be a very, very intense night for everyone.
Definitely going to be intense, just like the heat there in the Philippines. So yeah, quite lucky for me right now. I'll just send you a little bit of like wind and snow in there. Anyway, you mentioned already top 4 teams already in the upper bracket: MSG, Scarz, Team X, PSE. My goodness, when I saw the material on the social media of Hawk Underground Facebook page, I was just so happy to see that, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be just like exchange of wins and kills in here, in the upper bracket matches that we'll see. We're gonna head on to our drafting phase pretty soon, and I'm sure you guys are so excited to see what is gonna be the top bans, top picks. But so far from our statistics, we have some favoritism in here on the Dolia, Lamb, Dakiao, and Arlie being the top ban and pick overall.
Ooh, that very seems interesting, no? And of course, knowing that the Dahlia and Lamb combination can really much be deadly here in the land of Gorge. So basically, these two combinations cannot be in the same team as well. But of course, speaking of the top picks, we can also see the difference when it comes to the top bans such as Dahlia, Guidao, Lamb, Zhang Fei, and of course Princess Frost encountering from the mid lane. So right now, knowing from the statistics coming from last week as well, we can definitely see that Team Scar's favorite when it comes to picking is the Arlie and Duo. So maybe let's see on what's going to happen in this first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, the team MSG has to realize that, but we see from MSG, I saw their their memes on their Facebook page. They have been like joking around. Okay, we have been picking and we have been banning random heroes, and we still win. So what a confidence coming from MSG. But let's see how they're gonna match up against Scarz in here. Arlie and Dune, their top 2 favorite picks from the group stage, is still open, but so far not given the priority, because we are seeing a Zhang Fei and Princess Frost in here.
Ooh, well, speaking of Princess Frost and Zhang Fei coming from the side of Team Scarz right now, I think they can have the sustainability and of course the crowd control initiation where early on into the game. So that's one of the crucial plays coming from their side of the team. But right now, I'm seeing a Charlotte coming from the side of Team MSG.
So much sustains in there, followed with the Sunbeam, and of course additional sustain with Dune too. And Dune again is one of the top picks of Team Scarz. Jing is actually a top pick of MSG, so they're actually just stealing away all their top picks in here so far, which is now, I think, teams are getting serious. Looks like MSG is no longer playing with the picks and bans this time against Scarz from Japan. Oh, by the way, guys, this is going to be a best of 3 match. And yeah, whoever will lose in here will go to the lower bracket, where we still have the teams in there, which you will see. We have Kagendra, Nexus, Esports, Impunity, and King of Health still on the lower bracket. But yeah, going on the bans and pick, I see Ladies on Respect ban in here as well.
Ooh, very interesting picks that we are now seeing right now. Despite all of those matches that we saw during the elimination round, we can definitely see that they were just testing the waters right now, since in taking into consideration that we have the global ban system. So basically, just for everyone, for context, that doesn't know the global ban system, so basically each of the teams will be choosing one of the one of their heroes once in one of the executive runs, but once they proceed to the second or third round, they can no longer pick those heroes. Rather than coming from the opposing team, they'll be able to choose their hero. So it's going to be tricky on what's going to be the composition again, since this is a global banning system.
That's so true, and I'm loving the bans of MSG in here. They really have gotten serious. They banned the Lady Sun, who actually is a top ban and pick hero with 91%, almost 91% win rate. My oh my. And at the same time, they have actually banned Arlie, which is the top pick of Scarz as well. What a respect in here in this one. And I'm pretty sure, again, they're getting serious. They want to make sure that they will have a matchup in the early stage of the game as well as into the late game of the game.
Well, basically, it's actually seeing those potentials when you're going to take care of your jungler, or whenever you're going to scale off in the mid to late game potential. And of course, keeping in mind that we also have those overlords that we need to take care of. So that's one thing that the teams needs to take into consideration when they're securing the objectives. When they're going to see the go time for securing those tyrants, or the go time on securing those overlords. Because again, may we remind you, the overlord Wyvern can sometimes be tricky, because again, it can directly hit your base, or whenever, you know, if you're not going to look on your minimap, it can definitely change the game.
That's so true. And changing the game would mean, you know, the setups in terms of team fights, how prepared these teams will be. I can see the power onto the late game stage in here for the side of MSG, having the Marco Polo and as well as the Charlotte. But on the early stages of the game, we see some upper advantage as well on the side of Scarz, having the Princess Frost even, you know, setting up those potential bush traps. We'll have to see, but again, it will all boil down onto their execution. But do you have any favorite in terms of the lineup in here, Ms. Chivas?
Well, right now, I'm seeing a really great potential coming from Team Scarz. One again is the crowd control capability, and of course, those ganking momentums, just like you said a while ago. So that's, I think, one of the specializations coming from Team Scarz of Japan, in which they are trying to really much engage in team fight rather than Team MSG to really much secure those pickoffs one by one. So let's see on how they'll be able to balance it out as well.
Yes, this zoomed out layout of the map really interests me. We can, as a whole, 100% like see like where the players are actually coming in. But imagine if we're actually casting that far, right? Very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, there are simultaneously things happening around here in the map. But right now, speaking of, we're now seeing a little bit of engagement coming from the mid side. But then again, coming from the top side, coming from the side of MSG, taking a little bit of a damage against Goju. But then again, a very intense battle coming from the side of the mid lane. So again, this is more of a poking damage potential. So let's see on how they be able to capitalize on their leading advantage early on in the game.
And we can see a visit already from Jing in here, just helping out in a potential kill in here.
Oh no, we can see a flash here coming from the Charlotte. Oh no, okay. I thought that was a really much deep engagement coming from the side of MSG, but then again, that was a flash burn coming from the side of their team. But now we're seeing a contestation coming from the red buff of Scarz, but here we can see a Princess Frost securing the first blood.
Yes, that's so true. And the fight is still ongoing. Miss Chivas in here. A kill on the side, coming from the side of Scarz. They will get one, but there is a chase coming from Liano as well. Oh, look at the dash. But coming into protection, Sunbin will actually be there to drop the bomb. Oh, we saw that very early engage, right? And that is what we're actually looking for. This is how HOK is different compared to other games. We do have that early game. You see, if you actually do a review of the game inside the game itself, you wouldn't see laning phase. You will see early game, and the reason is that is because this is not actually a laning phase we're looking for in the early game. We will look for early potential to actually look for fights, to look for engages, and that's what we saw in MSG versus Scarz going for that
fight. Low here from one of the members coming from the side of MSG, 1v1 situation, but here we can see ASD use this ultimate, but now coming from the bottom part of the map, we can see here another engagement coming from the side of Scarz, but then again, that kill in favor for Team Scarz.
Yeah, that's so true. Quite unfortunate for the Hano getting that death onto the hands of Jean. That's gonna be dangerous if Jean actually goes online, but 1v1 onto the top side, it's a little bit of tussle between two Clash laners, you know.
Definitely, and of course, seeing from these two Clash laners, they can really much definitely hold the damage sustain and of course holding on towards their laning. But then again, there's also need taking into consideration on the provided support coming from the other team members, coming from both sides of the team. But again, that's one how they can really much grow their Clash laners in moving on to the mid game potential. But right now, here in the mid side, there's definitely some heat that we are seeing right now since there's a continuous engagement between these two teams. But then again, if we're going to delve deeper, Team MSG right now is not looking good when it comes to the kill score participation, but rather I think this is one of those specialties wherein they just take the momentum, and until they reach the mid-game potential, they're really much going to brawl down their damage output.
That's so true. 0-3 as of the moment, but we already talked about during the drafting phase. Let's hold the thought 1v1 situation.
Yes, a 1v1 situation indeed here in the top side. And of course, if we're going to look down here, is there will be a sustain coming from the side of Team Scarz, but then again, coming from the Tyrant's pit, we can see that both teams are trying to contest, but Team MSG will be able to secure that Tyrant. Now that engagement has already been started by the Team Scarz right here, trying to kill or trying to secure a kill coming from the side of MSG. 2v1 situation, 1v1 situation, but again, all of those damage output put on by both sides of the team. There was no casualty for either both sides of them. A good defense coming from the side of Scarz.
That is so true. Mirror Domain have been actually put out on place in there, but no casualty, just like what you said. But we did again a while ago during the drafting phase. We have to wait a little bit onto the late game stage for MSG in here for the Marco Polo to go online. Yes, there is a sustain coming from Gui Yu onto our Charlotte, but that is not going to be enough as well, because you know we have some sustain in here into the form of Ochik too. But in the middle lane, will this be no destroy of tower? But so far everything is going onto the lead on Scarz as they take down the bottom lane tower of the map.
I mean, Team MSG really needs to be careful here because one of their inverter turrets right now has already been taken down. But speaking of being taken down, we can see an engagement here coming from the side of the mid lane. Will this be a possible kill, or will this be a possible takeoff coming from the side of Team MSG? But no. Okay, that will be a team engagement coming from the side of Team Scarz. So they know how to discipline themselves when it comes to engaging and of course off-laning their enemy opponent. So they felt a little bit of a threat coming from the side of MSG there. But then again, there's still an overload that there is an opportunity for them to secure.
Right, just so right. But I think it's more important now that they focus on taking some towers, just like what they did in bottom lane. But quite in a dangerous position. Flash already used.
And you can see here the ultimate has already been engaged by M-Fang, but was able to secure that kill. So right now, Team Scarz really much taking into the lead right now.
Yeah, pretty much. But this is a 1K gold lead we're talking about. Still something that MSG can still chase as they fortunately take down another tower in the bottom lane part of the map. But I guess MSG needs to bring out the composure that they need to do in the game, because right now Scarz is currently dominating the map right now. Not just the lead, but they're even furthering it up with the gold that they have. No kills for MSG. Guiyu is actually having a tough time getting that kill as well. But
there we go with the flash out. We've all been here. But there we go. Team MSG has already initiated the first kill of their game. But right now, the ultimate has already been popped in here, coming from the side of MSG. But again, we're backing away, coming from the team members of Scar. You can see here that all of the members coming from Team MSG are trying to initiate. But again, Lady Frost was able to secure the skill. But this will be a 3v5 situation. Ooh! And that team fight will be in favor coming from the side of Team Scarz.
That is so true. I mean, there's just so much CC or crowd control you have to deal with on the lineup of Scarz. You know, the stuns coming from Autumn, Ochik onto Zhangfei as well, getting the stuns and the CCs in there. Much more with the Winter is here coming from Princess Frost. I mean, there's just a lot to deal with right now. And this is something that Marco Polo won't be able to go in easily. Currently, he doesn't have Purify as his spell. It's just a stun. And it would really help if his opponent has actually a lot of CC. Now, he needs to make sure before going on to team fights that the CC from the side of Scarz has already been procced before going in. Just right now, he's in a quite bad position if he's actually get caught in here by any of the CC from Scarz.
Well, it's important to take note right now. Marco Polo needs to stay at the back lane for him to really much activate all of his crowd control and damage burst potential. But seeing here right now that we are seeing Scarz trying to invade the enemy jungle here from the side of MSG, so making them a little bit more invulnerable when it comes to whenever to secure those gold lead. But right now we were able to see that takedown, and right now Team MSG is now taking the upper lead for their side of the team. But now, Kaisaya, if we're going to look under minimap, Team MSG really much secures those objectives rather than securing those kills.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. But we gotta take account that it's just pretty much same almost, because this is same 2 tower takes. But the goodness is that they even out the gold lead right now. They're pretty much equal a 25k gold lead thanks to that comeback on the bottom lane part of the map a while ago into the jungle camp of MSG.
Oh, okay. I thought that's going to be an engagement coming from the side of Team Scarz, because we were able to see that they are really much fighting coming from the side of their blue buff. But here we can see that it was with the crowd control coming from the side of the Tyrant, but then again he was able to secure a kill coming from the side of Team Scarz. But right now, going back to the bowl game, 1v4 situation here, but ooh, just in the nick of time, Myring was able to escape that skirmish. But ooh, what a takedown coming from the side of Team MSG, trying to was able to secure that kill coming from the mid lane.
Yes, and we are now getting close to the late game part of the game. 10 minutes plus, getting closer, and this is what MSG is waiting for. We now have a Marco Polo going online, Hano going online as well, so was this Charlotte. So this is going to be tricky if Scarz are not able to take advantage of the setups that they can do given their lineup. But then again, it will just now matter on how they can take advantage of the setups that they can do. Maybe from Zhangfei, maybe from Princess Frost. We'll just have to find out.
Well, actually, there's still potential here coming from Team Scarz that can really much turn it around. Because again, Lady Frost here can still have that crowd control capability, and also Wilbur C when it comes to the engagement. But right now, Team MSG, as we can see, they are really much composing themselves together. But right now, coming from the both mid and bottom side of the map, you can see that team fight engagements are now happening. Who will be taken down? Who will be standing strong? Team of Scarz trying to hold in, but then again, here coming from the side of Marco Polo will be able to secure a double kill for their side of the team. But again, a follow-up damage output coming from Charlotte was able to secure that kill. But again, a life coming from the side of MSG was been taken. So that will be a 3-for-1 trade-off in favor for Team MSG.
It is definitely gonna go in favor of MSG because during that fight, but we got a 1 kill in here by the Jing. He wanted to go for that revenge. Anyway, going back to what has happened in bottom lane part of the map, we did see that the clash happened when Princess Frost was not present, when Jing was not present. So it was like a 3v4 situation ongoing on the bottom lane part of the map. And as you can see, Marco Polo was just like basically free hitting. DRNG tried his best, but to no afford because they were lacking the damage. But But if the Winter is here from Princess Frost was here and the damage from Jing as well was there, maybe they could do it. But we have a fight ongoing right now.
Yes, team fight is being engaged here, coming from the Overlord pit. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Team MSG will be securing that Overlord, and Charlotte will be able to secure that kill. Another one coming from Marco Polo. Wow, the damage output is now real here, coming from the side of MSG, and the Shadow Vanguard is now coming in for all of the lanes. But right now, if I'm going to predict, they need to produce the enhanced Shadow Guard coming from either the mid or, yeah, in the top side of the map. So right now, we are seeing a really great potential here from Team MSG to really much end the game.
Tables have turned, Mischievous, and to all the viewers right now, because the question is now, how can Scarz come back in here now that MSG is destroying the high
it's coming in deep! Oh, 2v1 situation there, and Charlotte will secure that double kill. But right now, we can see the knock-up damage coming from the side of Team MSG. I think they will be able to secure a typical. Will this be a maniac? No, Marco Polo will be getting that double kill. But then again, Team MSG winning game number 1.
I am more excited on the meme that MSG will actually put out here after game 1. But this is a best of 3 game. We'll have to wait for the final results. But yeah, follow all of the social media pages of our teams. MSG from Malaysia, Scarz from Japan. Do check out their pages. But yeah, going back to the results, we were talking about how capable the lineup of Team MSG onto the late game stage of the game, and that's just what they have waited. Meanwhile, Scarz was able to take advantage early game time on their capacity to set up team fights, thus the early early kills that they got onto the early stages of the game. It's just the problem is that they weren't able to shut down Marco Polo and stop him from getting the itemization that they need. But that's a learning experience for teams. Team Scarz, they definitely can still make a comeback later on should they want to in our game 2 or 3.
Definitely. But I would also like to comment coming from the side of Team Lady Frost there. Without her, there's actually a complete difference when it comes to team fight initiation. Just like you said a while ago, the crowd control capability and of course the damage output or magic damage output coming from Princess Frost can really much do a dent when it comes to the initiation coming from the side of MSG. Right now, seeing from the highlights right now, we can definitely see that Team MSG was taking their time, and there we go. Just like we said, the Lady Frost can really much be a game changer coming from the side of Team Scarz. But then again, when it comes to the mid to late game potential, when Lady Frost was actually missing, there was like a little bit of a skirmish coming from the side of Team Scarz, making Team MSG a really powerful feat to deal with. But again, if we're going to look deeper, we can see that Charlotte and of course I forgot here with going back is Charlotte was able to generate that damage output. Then again, that's still early on in the game, but when it comes to the late game potential, just like what you said, Kaisaya, is their Team MSG's heroes can really much be activated. So I think that's one of their specialties, like taking its moves coming from the mid to early to mid game, then really much taking off to the late game.
Yeah, late game is their timing in there. You know, it's sometimes in real life, like you just say, I'm gonna wait for the right time, right? So don't rush things and just wait for the right time. And that is what MSG did. So congratulations, MSG, for winning that game 1. We can see in the replay, right? This is the part where they're already making that comeback as they even out the gold lead up against Scarz. They just basically got the position in the map to take the Overlord as well as the Tyrant. And yeah, I mean, pretty much in here at this stage of the game as well, Scarz is kind of pretty scattered in the map. It's like they lost the coordination that they had in the early to the mid part of the game. So that's quite unfortunate for them. And just take note though, like for game 2 and game 3, now that they have picked a lot of CC heroes in here, they're going to be lacking options later on for game 2.
Oh, good thing that you mentioned that, Kaisaya. Again, since this is a global ban system. So it's going to be a tricky part forming from the Team Scarz to really much initiate a team fight. Again, just like I said a while ago, that the crowd control heroes, a majority of them was able to utilize here on game number 1. So really good point there, Kaisaya.
Yes, now, then again, they are the team. I'm pretty sure that they have thought about that, but that's just an observation coming from us. But yeah, in here, at least knowing the top picks and the of each of the teams, yet no, they still have the Arlie and Jun open for Scarz, so that's their power picks. If they are able to do some mind games during the drafting phase up against MSG, maybe they can get their hands in that because they're really good in Arlie. They picked the Arlie hero quite a lot in the game, and let's see if they will have the chance onto our game 2. But yeah, so far so good. I think both of the teams did a great job in the early and to the mid game part of the stage, and I'm so excited to see more.
Yes, definitely. Same as you, Kaisaya, and I'm very much excited to see on how can Team Scarz really much recoup coming from that defeat of game number 1. But going back to one of the last parts of the highlights, I really like that Marco Polo and Charlotte really much dive coming from that importer turret, and of course that high ground, making them nearly impossible coming from Team Scarz to really much engage to possible re-engagement for their cyber team. So we can see that coming from the last skip that Marco Polo was able to secure a triple kill, and of course Charlotte was able to secure a double kill. So that coordination itself can really much speak in terms of how disciplined and of course how the shot calling of these teams are really much going with.
And remembering that was a time when Princess Frost was quite unfortunately not there. So that's why there's no one to CC Marco Polo when he actually got in. But yeah, that already happened. Let's just move on as we head on to our drafting phase soon. But I'm not seeing it right now. We're going to be there pretty soon. So yeah.
Well,
all right, here we go. The transition.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, it's just because of the heat in the Philippines. So, you know what? I feel like you're transferring the heat. I'm gonna go get my mini fan. I'm in Germany right now, but I don't know, because of the match. It's really getting hot, right? Really, it's on. I'm not even kidding. You can see my hair.
Yeah,
it's moving.
I hope that air comes through with our skins right now. But speaking of hotness, okay, we're now seeing still a Dahlia pick coming from the side of Team MSG as well. Top priority bans coming from their side of the team. So again, those Dahlia Lamb combination can really much be a threat whenever a team really much chooses them. But right now, we can see a Lady Frost, of course, coming from the side of Team Scarz right near, respecting the ban when it comes to giving an opportunity coming from Team MSG to utilize Team Lady Frost.
Yeah, that's so true. I like how you combine Lady Zen and Lady Frost, Princess Frost.
No, Princess Frost. Sorry.
I mean, you must be craving for some coldness there in the Philippines.
Yes, definitely.
I can feel you. I can feel you. But anyway, I'm pretty sure Scarz right now is happy that they have secured their own, their favorite pick Arlie, but, you know, Lady Sun is also a good matchup against an Arlie. Both of them are quite mobile. Actually, not quite mobile. They are very mobile. So I think a CC lock must be needed in here by other teams to lock in their very mobile farm laners. Zhang Fei is now secured in here. Yara is also good to give some protection, but who is going to go into? Is it going to be like the Arlie joining the team fights or the Mayin? We'll have to find out, but yeah, so far so good in terms of the picks that they have in here.
Definitely, right now, one thing that I can say coming from the side of Team Scarz right now, they have majority of them is currently of squishy heroes, no. And coming from the game number 1, most of the tanky heroes was already been chosen. So that's one of the downsides, since you need to take into consideration on how much damage output that you can put inside of your team and how much sustain that you can really much give when it comes to initiating team fights. So that's one of the crucial factors for them to really much engage when their enemies here, specifically here coming from the side of Team MSG. But we are seeing here from the side of Team MSG a very solid lineup. Again, we can definitely say that it's a hero lineup wherein the early game potential is still a little bit slow moving, but when it comes to the mid and late game, can really much those power kickoff can spike as well.
I kept on hearing the word engage a while ago, and it's looking a lot of engage indeed with both of the teams, with Mozzie, Mayin, and Ata even onto the side of Scarz. Those are really good sources of engage potentials. Meanwhile, for the side of MSG in here, well, they got the Zhangfei. Byron can make some good setups as well. So those are really good options. Now, it will just have to basically followed up by the damage, of course, coming from their carries in the form of either the Lady Sun, of course, or the Arlie. But damage output wise, the Xiao Kiao being locked in here by MSG, that is looking wild as well. So I'm so excited how this will turn out. But yeah, so far, strongest team from Japan, Scarz, and strongest team under Malaysia matching up here in Kings of Underground as one. You don't really want to miss this.
Definitely, it's going to be an intense battle since this is going to be a match point coming from the side of Team MSG. So really, Team Scarz can really much need to follow up when it comes to the initiations and of course securing those objectives. Early on in the game, coming from game number 1, they were able to really much secure those tyrants and of course inhibitor turrets. But then again, once that power spike kicks in coming from the side of Team MSG, there's really much nothing that you can do. So right now, when it comes to engagement, just like you said, this will be a really jam-packed match of game number 2 since right now it's primarily focus coming from the side of Team Scarz as well.
Yeah, that is so true. And now we see the overview, zoomed out layout. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, at least we can see the HP bars. Look at the middle lane. Look at the minions in the middle lane. So, but so far in here, we can see the Yarya being absent in the middle lane. Normally, we would see the support roaming around the mid as well to help out the mid laner, clear off the minions fast so they can roam around together and set up ganks. That is normally see, you know, in usual laning stages. But at the same time, you also would want to know where your jungle opponent started so that potentially your jungler in the team can actually properly set up ganks as well. But so far, both are actually respecting. But Zhangfei in here did have an advantage of getting the vision as to where Ata have actually started on his jungle.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually shocked that Zhangfei here was actually invading the enemy jungle early on in the game, like in the first few seconds of the game. But again, pointing out in terms of visibility, and there we go! That will be a first blood coming from the bottom side of the map. That will be a 1-for-1 trade-off, but here we can see that the ultimate has already been blocked in coming from the side of Team MSG, but backing away coming from the side of Team Scarz. Will they be able to secure a kill? No, Feng was able to back away just in the cut of time before sustaining any more damage coming from that ultimate. But right now, a 1-for-2 kill score is now in favor from the side of Team MSG.
That is so true, and they're going actually for more rotations. This is going to be pretty dangerous for the Arlie. Looks like they're eyeing in here to shut down the Arlie as much as they can because she can definitely be really scary on to the late game stage. I like that, scary and Arlie. But yeah, anyway, just folks in the here and there for now and waiting for opportunities to get in.
Well, speaking of opportunities, right now, Arlie is public enemy number 1. So basically, you really much need to take his time when it comes to checking those minimaps. But ooh, what a great damage coming from the side of Team MSG here, coming from the bottom lane. Almost taking down all of the HP here coming from the side of Feng. So a little bit of taking care of again from their side of the team.
Yeah, well, definitely in here, our farm laner, Jaja, his name is actually Jaja in here, the farm lane of MSG. He has more advantage in terms of the range up against the Arlie, so definitely on the 1v1, but
1v1 situation here with the blue side, but there you go, that will be a secured blue buff again from the side of Team MSG, and of course, taking one for the team against Team Scarz right now, so taking into the lead, we can see here a 2k gold lead from the side of MSG. What a complete engagement coming from the side of Team MSG right there. it was almost impossible for Team Scarz to exit that skirmish from their side.
That is so true. And now we can see Jaja, the Lady Sun in the side of MSG, is already rotating together with the team. That would mean he is now very confident on his itemization in here. Onto rotating, but also the top side, I think we also have a tussle ongoing there, forcing Mayin to just back away, and looks like this is going to be the first potential tower, but hold the thought.
Yeah, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This will be another team fight in favor from the side of Team Scarz, taking down one member coming from the side of Team MSG. Will they be able to take one more for the team? Oh, that will be another ultimate coming from the side of Autumn, but here ASD poking in, flashing in, wanting to secure the crowd control, and there we go, 2 more members down for the count for the side of Team MSG. 4-3 scoreline in favor of Team Scarz.
Look at how Scarz have actually gotten that lead in terms of the kill. That is actually giving Autumn the early on the side of Scarz the lead, or the power spike that she needs as a carry onto the side of Scarz. So this is gonna look scary for the side of MSG, and they cannot just be overconfident about the win that they got from game 1, because that will not transition here. This is gonna be a totally different game, just with totally different lineup of the hero lineup, rather.
Guyu hiding in the bush. Will this be able to secure a kill against Team Scarz? They're almost there, but again, 75% of HP still remains coming from the side of Wilvercy. So he was able to pretty much exit that skirmish. But going back in here, we can see that Team Scarz are really much taking into the momentum that they have right now. But oh, hold that thought. That will be a 2 versus 2 trade here coming from the side of the bottom lane. Will this be a secured kill? Oh, the sustain is real coming from the side of Team MSG, but then again, the ultimate has already been initiated. That will be a double kill for Autumn, and now some of the team members coming from the side of Team MSG will now be coming up into the follow-up damage. Oh, okay, now Team ASD will now be flashing away as well to escape that skirmish. So again, Team Scarz trying to capitalize on the momentum that they have right now, but oh, the battle continues here coming from the farm side of Team MSG. So right now, we can see here a 3v3 situation. Team Mfeng hiding into the bush, wanting to provide visibility for his teammates. But right now, oh no, it's not looking good for Team Wilvercy. And that will be a 1 down from their side of the team, as Team MSG will be securing that kill. Okay, now this will be a disengagement for both sides of the team.
Well, Autumn as well as Ochik to overstayed on the bottom lane part of the map. That wasn't necessary. I think they should have just backed away when they knew that the members of MSG was actually already walking towards the bot. But mid-side, we see this 1v2 situation, but it's just going to be Mayin trying to shove away the members of MSG. So yeah, going back to what happened on the bottom lane part of the map, I think Autumn as well as Ochik should have not overstayed there. I mean, they were trying to push up until the mid lane tower, but that wasn't necessary. Sometimes we have this rule, okay, if you have been spending more than 5 seconds or more than 5 seconds in a particular lane and nothing is happening, you better back away, because you know that potentially the opponents are already coming towards you, or you're just basically wasting your time instead of going for a different objective. So they have missed the part, quite unfortunately. Fortunately, Autumn did survive. Ochik, however, died onto the process.
Definitely, and I like what ASD is doing here, checking the bush side of their enemy side of the team with his second skill. So bringing on that visibility as well, and of course checking for possible team ganks coming from the side of Team MSG. But hold that thought, here we can see an engagement coming from the both sides of the team. Will there be an ultimate engage coming from the side of MSG? Yes, that will be an ultimate coming from their side, and there will be also taking down one member coming from Team Scarz. So right now, when it comes to the Overlord take, Team MSG will be taking this one for the team.
Yeah, that is so true. While Mayin is actually going for the clearing of the minion waves in the top side, we can see MSG getting that really nice vision onto the middle lane as they take down that tower. And this is going to give them an upper advantage in terms of the map control. So despite having a lead in terms of kills in favor of Scarz, we can see the lead in terms of gold is up high on MSG side. That is of the towers that they have taken and more objectives more objectives that they have taken as well. So yes, again, the zoom out overview that we can see almost everything.
Well, that's one good thing that we're having here in the caster set. But before all that thought, again, here this will be a 1v1 situation. All over one of the members coming from Team Scarz, and there will be securing that kill, so making them a 7-5 scoreline. But again, kill score doesn't matter in this game, as we are now able to secure an inhibitor turret coming from the top side. Now Team MSG having an upper advantage, but then again, a trade-off coming to get that Tyrant will be secured by Scarz.
For MSG, it's going to be a tower that will pay off more for them, to be honest. We've seen this in Game 1, wherein Scarz on the lead. Pretty much happening again on to Game 2, wherein there's a lack of focus on the tower by Team Scarz. But meantime, will there be a potential clash?
Yes,
they're
potential
questioning
clash
here.
Indeed.
Oh,
that will be a 3v1 situation.
That was unfortunate.
No, Wilbur C.
They lack one member now.
Oh no.
And here we go again.
Again here with Scarz starting to engage. Team MSG here with a back away. They know their capabilities. One of the members right now is really much low, so they cannot risk losing one of the members right now. That could provide the sustainability coming from the side of the team. Oh, that will be a flash coming from the side of Team Scarz, but that will be a downfall coming from one of the members. Now that will be another shutdown coming from the side of Team MSG, and now we see Team Scarz trying to make penetration coming from the side of team and securing a double kill. And now
really?
that was a disaster coming from the side of Team MSG.
Yes. It will definitely end up in a disaster like that, because Scarz do know that they lack one member, but they have engaged into the fight. That was quite unfortunate. So it was a mistake on the side of Ata actually going for a cap. Maybe there was a miscommunication. That's why it so happened. And we did see that the moment that Ata died, we did see that Arlie as well as Yarya going for the potential fight still. And that is where MSG found the opportunity. Okay, you lack one member, still wanting to fight. And I think that's not a good part. But yeah, hold the thought, because we have another fight ongoing.
Here we go, team fight initiated. But as they try to get that Tyrant, again, one of the members coming from the team MSG trying to provide vision. But again, one of the members will be falling down. So now Team MSG will be trying to secure this Tyrant, as Team Scarz will be securing another objective. Maybe an Overlord or maybe a push here coming from the side of mid side or the top side. But then again, Team MSG will be securing that Tyrant, so making them more susceptible and of course adaptable when it comes to the damage output that they have right now. So Team Scarz really much need to be careful into the next part.
That's so true. I like what the Arlie and the Yarya did onto actually going for the push in the top side, but they need to go back as soon as possible and go to the route that is safest for them to actually go for the defense on the base. They don't want the super minions to go out anytime soon, but it looks like the high ground tower on the bot will fall down anyway. Now they are lacking a member here, and will this be it, Mischievous?
Yes, I think there is still possibility coming from the side of Team Scarz to really much defend, but then again, the minion waves was able to really much sustain, but with a heavy heart, Team MSG will be winning that game number 2 with a 2-0 sweep.
Congratulations to MSG. They actually showed their power there. And they showed to us the importance of taking towers. Doesn't matter about the leads in the early stages of the game. Well, they did get some kill leads in the early stages of the game, but mid to late game, we saw how actually Team Scarz from Japan made a comeback with Arlie Autumn, his favorite hero in here, really going for a power spike. But that doesn't matter. Yes, you get kills, but your towers are getting taken down. If you will notice in here, many of the times, it's not MSG actually going for the engage. Yes, they got an engager in here, but it's actually most of the time, either you see Ata or Mozi or Magin looking for the fight. To give opportunity, of course, we understand the snowball that is very much needed by the Arlie. But then again, whenever we see those moments, it's just like, okay, few kills gonna go for them, but at the same time, there is the multitasking by the side of Team MSG going for tower takes, and that is far more important. You get a lot of gold on the tower takes. I think kudos to the strategy that MSG has showcased to all of us. This is what we learn, and early stages of the game, you don't really stay that much in the lane to go for the farms, but rather you look for either to cancel the farming of your opponent or to look for early kill opportunities. So yeah, well done, but don't worry, because Scarz is still gonna go and play into the lower bracket.
Definitely, and of course, I would just like to give emphasis on what I really like to what you said there, Kaisaya, is that when it comes to these kinds of games, it's not the matter, or it's not the high skill that you're after, no. It's the number of objectives that you're trying to secure, and of course, the number of initiations that really much do favor for your side of the team. Speaking of favors, right now we are seeing here coming from the instant replay. We definitely saw that despite the kills count that being secured here coming from the side of Team Scarz, when it comes to the inverter turrets, we can definitely say that that's one of the targets coming from the side of Team MSG, making them really much on a vulnerable spores when it comes to securing this. And as we say that, we can see that they are really much trying to secure those inverter turrets coming from the top side and of course from the bottom side. But again, when it comes to the power spike, there is not yet enough power and of course damage output that Team MSG can do. So basically, what they are trying to do right now is of course securing and pushing back away Team Scarz here from their own from their own jungle, making them more richer by the moment. So I think that's one of the key highlight strategies that Team MSG was able to focus on as well.
And now, actually, it is official. Maybe MSG can make a meme out of this once more. We gotta wait on... I'm now a fan of their Facebook page in here. Well, I am following everyone's Facebook page, but I think we should encourage more, like, you know, the funny memes to lighten up the mood in this very serious tournament that we have right now. But yeah, we did see in the replay, right? Just before 4-minute game time, we already saw some gangs coming from the Gene, the visits, really liking that. In the mid game, we saw the Arlie going online. However, Scarz very much focused on the kills and they forgot about the towers. For sure, they know about the towers, but it was MSG relying more on the tower takes into the mid up to the late game stage of the game, and that's where actually Scarz went down completely, even though they got the Arlie online. Quite unfortunate, because we did see the power and the capacity of what they can do in terms of their lineup. But then again, the main objective of the game is to get into the crystal of your opponent by taking down towers.
Yes, definitely. I think that's one of those key components that that Team Scarz need to give emphasis on. Despite the power spike that they had coming from the early to mid game, but then again, really much securing those inhibitor turrets can really much change the game. And as we see here from the comment section, yes, and that was a complete reverse output coming from the side of Team MSG. Despite, yes, they are slowing down a little bit slow coming from the early game, but then again, when the power spike hits, that can be really much be a game changer. Speaking of a game changer, this specific clip can really much give the true meaning coming from the side of communication, as well as we were able to see it that Team Scarz was able to really much almost wipe out Team MSG. So that's also one of taking into consideration for Team MSG to do maybe a little bit of communication as well.
Yeah, that's so true. And actually, this part of the replay, we did see that Scarz actually attempted to go for the Shadow Tower. Very dangerous position, to be honest. They know that in the map, the members of Team MSG was actually just somewhere there in the mid, but they also haven't taken down any towers in the mid as well as in the top side. So they are lacking control over that one, and that was not a good timing to actually go for the Shadow Tyrant. And this is the moment, I think, wherein Ata was actually dead. And yeah, this is the moment wherein they have actually ended the game and just gotta wait for that miracle to happen, but wipe out in the end, trying to go for a defense in the game.
And And of course, still a solid fight coming from the side of Team Scarz, despite having a 0-2 scoreline coming from the side of the team. But then again, they are still battling it out into the lower bracket. So again, GG well played for Team MSG and Team Scarz, as Team MSG will be proceeding to the next round into our upper bracket.
Yes, and while Scarz will proceed their journey into the lower bracket. So I like that. This is a new layout. So up next will be Team X from the Philippines versus Black Shrew Esports, or BSE from Malaysia. That is another best of 3 series that is going to be super exciting, because by history, these two teams have been battling it out. Team X from the Philippines have yet to make a comeback win against BSE, because, you know, every time they meet up, you know, BSE is just like defeating them, and we'll just have to find out, because Team X have promised that they're gonna make a comeback for the Philippines. But yeah, we're gonna be head on to a really short break. Up next will be Team X versus BSE. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Mischievous. We'll be right back.